Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome back to another one of my reaction videos. So today I'm going to be reacting to the new episode of Death Battle which just came out, which is Batman vs. Iron Man. I don't know if it's because, they've taken such a long break since Link vs. Cloud 2, or because I've really started to warm up to this episode idea, but I am super hyped to see what this episode has in store. I think this is a really creative way to bring Batman back into the show, even though I'm not sure if they need to do that at all since he's already been on the show 3 separate times before. But still, I think with the extra material for both him and Iron Man, it could be a really cool episode. I think this one easily has the potential to be one of the best of the season if they do it right, just based on the premise, you know what I mean? So I think it's going to be really cool. This is a big legacy fight. So yeah, and these are great characters too. I'm not really rooting for one character specifically because I love both of them. I don't really want to see either one of them die. I know one of them will and one of them should, but still, I really like both of these characters for their own reasons. So it's really cool that I get to see two of my favorite childhood heroes fighting to the death now, I guess. But while I don't have a character that I want to see win specifically, in terms of who I think is going to win, I made a prediction video like over a month ago. That's how long ago they announced that this fight was happening, So, in terms of who I think is going to win, back in the prediction video, I said that I thought that in most scenarios with Iron Man's strongest armors, I thought that Iron Man would win. The only way that I could, see Batman winning, or the only way that I thought they would give Batman the win, I guess I should say, was if they included the final Batsuit, which is like, if you guys don't know, it's like this really strong, beyond dimensional suit made out of like imagination metal and can rewrite people mentally, stuff like that. It's a really strong suit. It's honestly really cool in my opinion. I don't know if they're going to be including that in this fight though. That's what I'm saying. I don't know exactly what they're going to be giving these characters. Thankfully, I have not been spoiled on anything or anything like that. So I'm going in pretty much blind. So like I said, I think with Iron Man's strongest armors like the Godkiller and Godbuster and stuff like that, I want to say that that should be enough to take down the Hellbat, although I could be wrong. But if they include the final Batsuit, I think it's close. I could see them going either way. I just see them giving it to Batman more easily than Iron Man if they include the final Batsuit. But who knows, maybe they'll include the final Batsuit and they'll give it to Iron Man, or maybe they won't include the final Batsuit and they'll still give it to Batman. I don't know, I could get the prediction wrong. But right now, I just want to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. So without further ado, let's get started.
Use code BATTLE at checkout at Adam and Eve and
Alright, let's skip through this.
Offer code BATTLE. Any one item and
Alright, here we go.
DC's vengeful crusader of the night.
Yep.
Iron Man, Marvel's genius
So
billionaire.
that's one version of the Godbuster.
These two mortal men have used
The suit that was shown
their
right there.
determination to take their place alongside gods. And being filthy, stinking rich sure doesn't hurt either.
Yeah.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job
Again,
to
this is like
analyze their
the
weapons,
Marvel
armor, and
versus
skills to
DC
find out
fight.
Who would win a death battle?
Alright, let's go.
That's right, he's back. In case you're one of the many psycho supervillains stalking the streets of Gotham City, I would make
Yeah,
peace with whatever
that's definitely
god you
me.
pray to, because they won't save you from the goddamn Batman. But before he dressed like a giant rodent and employed little boys in booty shorts as meat shields,
Yep.
he was Bruce Wayne, scion of the multi-billion-dollar company
Who
Wayne
doesn't know this origin
Enterprises.
story,
Until
even if you haven't
Bobby
seen the
Kennedy
other
had
death battles?
360 no-scope, leaving Bruce with a void inside him that could only be filled by the never-ending quest for justice and vengeance. That night, Bruce Wayne died, and the Batman was born. He would devote his life to perfecting his body and mind to become more than human. He would transcend his own mortality into legend. A nightmare.
They're making him sound really cool right here.
Of time. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Like Zoloft and therapy would work too, but okay, whatever works. Batman's
That's what they should have done with the
resume
Robins.
is
Just send them into
absurd. He's
therapy,
mastered
not
127
make them
martial arts,
Robin.
trained in stealth and assassination, and is a super genius with a photographic memory. He's the world's greatest detective, bar none. Like how the League of Shadows needs to keep
Kim Drake's pretty good
erasing
too, though,
Batman's memories
and John
because he keeps
Constantine.
finding their secret bases. Or the time he found
That's
a dead
funny.
body with no entry or exit wound and a 40-year-old bullet nearby, and somehow
Oh, yeah.
determined it must have been fired backwards.
Yeah, that was
in
cool.
time.
That was really cool. I remember
Being a
that.
master marksman, escape artist, forensic scientist, mechanical engineer, and ninja, one of Batman's assets stands above them all. His fat stacks.
Yeah,
Poured his
money.
billions into tactical armor and gadgets for every conceivable situation. If there's one word to describe Batman, it's prepared.
Oh yeah.
Reinforced Kevlar and titanium, his back
If he gets the time for it, at
and
least.
gunfire, and even protected him from this massive explosion. Judging by the
Yeah,
size of
they
the
talked about that in
Batman's distance
Batgirl
from the
vs.
epicenter
Spider-Gwen.
and the surface area of his body, he must have withstood a blast of nearly 60 tons of TNT. His cowl comes with night vision, infrared, and a radio, while his utility belt is chock full of smoke bombs, nerve toxins, a grappling hook,
The editing
and
is nice
batarang,
on this one.
which he can control midair and set to explode. It was these tools that allowed Batman to wage his one-man war on crime. But once he got over his angsty loner phase, he helped found the Justice League of America.
And he might need
in
some
order to
stronger
bring his
suits
personal
when
brand
comparing him to
of
those
justice
guys.
to the entire world. And Batman's knack for schemes and preparation skyrocketed to match, turning him into the Bat God we all know and meme. Like the time he developed a backup personality that would ensure he functions as Batman.
Batman Zur-En-Arr, yes.
That drove him mad. A backup human operating system. Like
Is that gonna be in the
computer,
fight?
But it's his brain.
That would be awesome, but I don't know if it will be.
Tailored to his teammates' weaknesses should they ever go rogue. He's developed contingencies for everything, which is why Bats comes prepared with extra suits for any occasion.
Yep.
Like his Nightfall exosuit to battle Bane, or the Justice Buster, which he's
Justice Buster.
designed to combat the Justice League. He even
While
got
they
the
were weakened.
final Batsuit from his sixth-dimensional self that can rewrite your mind. But my favorite is
So
his
are they
stylish
including the
Libra
final
suit,
Batsuit?
which he wore after getting weird Magneto powers.
That'd be cool.
They just made his suit look like this for some reason. There's also the Rainbow
The
Batman
zebra?
suit, the Suit of Sorrows, and of course, the Bat Nipples. Chicks dig the Bat Nipples. All paid for with the Bat credit card. Never leave the cave without it. But
God damn it, George Clooney.
Armor, the one designed to put him on the same level of insane mind-bending power as his league teammates, is the Hellbat.
Right, they need to get to the Hellbat. That's what they've been marketing this whole time.
Forged by Superman in the heart of the sun, each member of the Justice League contributed to this monstrous mech's abilities.
Yep.
And boy, does it show! The Hellbat is absolutely hardcore! Made of nanokinetic mesh, it can shapeshift around Batman's body and operates via telepathic link. It can fly, turn invisible, and fire a bat-shaped chest laser. And by diverting all the suit's power into his fists, he can use the Devastator, a punch powered by Wonder Woman's strength. And she's strong enough to yank the frickin' Earth around. Though it does have a 95% chance of giving old Bats a heart attack.
Well, yeah, it
has given
siphons him a little, like siphons his life essence.
On at least one occasion. It's that level of insane drive that pushed him to use the Hellbat in his one-man invasion of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
In order to bring his son back to life. You know, Apocalypse, home to the god of evil himself, Darkseid.
Yeah.
Batman stared down the final boss of DC Comics and actually kicked his ass. This is incredible, considering Darkseid is a being strong enough to destroy entire universes and fast enough to fly to the edge of the universe in seconds. Since the DC universe is significantly larger than
they've done
own,
this calculation
that would be
so
over
many
600
times.
quintillion times the speed
And it
of
seems to
light.
change.
This same Darkseid avatar
Maybe there
even
are
took a Shoryuken
differences in
from
the
Alan
feats, though.
Scott, who was amped up from the energy of the multiverse. And Bats cleaned his clock just as hard. But this incalculable
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
strength is drawn from Batman's own life force.
Exactly.
Specifically, his metabolism. Should any fight with the Hellbat go on too long, Batman may succumb to its hunger before finishing the fight himself.
Yeah.
Or absorb someone else's biomass for fuel. That works too.
Okay.
So basically, you
Right,
have to be
yeah.
completely batshit insane to pilot this thing. And Bats, is... Yeah, sorry to break it to you, but the grown man that wears his underwear on the outside isn't all there. In keeping with
Essentially,
being a
yeah.
perfectionist, though, he's completely aware of this. That's why he does not kill. Because if he did, he understands that he can't trust himself to know when to stop.
Yeah.
Batman has outsmarted the nigh-omniscient Metron, defeated his dark counterpart, the Batman Who Laughs, and humiliated Superman in a one-on-one fight. No, wait, that one's not canon. That one he technically had held. Yeah, that one.
Well, that's the Justice Buster story. It was a weakened Superman, but yeah, that was still impressive.
He's no stranger to being put on the spot, even in the face of Armageddon. Who else would kick the Spectre, the Angel of Wrath, God's divine judgment, in the face, and then tell him to get the hell out of his city? I'll tell you who. The goddamn motherfucking Batman!
Yeah.
My parody.
The Hellbat looks awesome.
Think I haven't planned for this?
Although, I don't know if they said they're using the final Batsuit or if they just went over it, because they didn't say anything about it, really. So I have no idea.
Tony Stark. Yeah, because you can add massive prick to that list, too. Tony's parents died when
I
he
mean,
was still young.
sometimes,
leaving
yeah.
a mind-bogglingly brilliant prodigy to inherit a multi-billion-dollar tech company. With mommy and daddy's purse strings, Tony decided to live it up and down in booze and the ladies. Which
Well,
was
yeah,
problematic
originally.
considering he made his fortune as a part of a military-industrial complex.
Likes to roleplay as
selling
Dr.
devastating
Strange.
high-tech arms to the highest bidder.
All right.
And Tony got to see his handiwork firsthand when it literally blew up in his face. Tony never had much of a heart to begin with, but after that, he literally had even less.
Yeah.
Unlike so many men of weaker spirit, though, Tony refused to give up. He was made of tougher stuff. He was made of iron. So he built himself a robot suit to bust the hell out of there. And when he got back to the good old US of A, he devoted his life
I need to watch the
protecting
Iron Man
world
movie
from
again.
the kinds of weapons
And
he
the
helped
Earth's
make
Mightiest Hero
by making
show.
an even better robot suit and
Such a
becoming
good show.
superhero.
I am Iron Man.
I am Iron Man. Rest in
Building
peace,
new suits
Tony.
of armor wasn't just a hobby for Tony, but an obsession. Over the course of his long career as a founding member of the Avengers, he has constructed dozens of different models, which he can call to him at once like a literal one-man army. Most
Yeah.
of his armors come with the
I will
same
admit, that's
basic
something Bats
toolkit,
doesn't really
super
have,
strength,
to my
massively
knowledge.
hypersonic flight, and repulsor blast. Repulsors are extremely dense beams of muons, unstable subatomic particles similar to electrons. They're actually really interesting to see.
Is that from the new Avengers game that everybody hates?
Just sort of like... It's a laser.
Thank you,
Just suck
Boomstick.
the fun out of it.
That's all we need to know, Wizard.
His armors also come with onboard AI, like Friday, which can hack into enemy technology, command his other suits to fight remotely, and operate down to the picosecond. That's 1/trillionth of
Wonder
a
if it could
second.
hack Batman's suits, but he might have defenses for it. Not sure if they went over that, though.
By taking a look at its speed, Tony's armor would have had to be hidden with an energy of nearly 300 teratons of TNT.
See, some feats don't
and 3
change.
times stronger than the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. Years
Yeah.
spent defending the Earth has conditioned Tony to be prepared for any threat imaginable, and he has an armor for almost any occasion. He's got an armor to bust Hulks, an armor to bust Thors,
Yeah.
an armor that can turn intangible, a super tiny armor that can mess with your insides, and an armor made of white sticky alien goo.
Superior Iron Man
Definitely
Endosim.
not legal in all 50
Yeah.
states. Gross. In order to remain as flexible as possible, though, his standard go-to is the Model Prime. It has all the classic Iron Man staples and has even incorporated size changing for extra strength, an invisible stealth mode, and a badass lightning samurai sword. Say what you want about the smug son of a bitch, but he's definitely got style and crippling alcoholism. But look who's talking. It was more
But I know they're gonna go over the
insane
Godbuster at
devil-may-care
least.
attitude that led to Tony revealing his secret identity to the world, which I guess had no consequences. Look, Wiz, when you build a space laser strong enough to wipe out alien fleets in one shot, I don't think the Mandarin is going to interrupt your shawarma lunch date. That space laser is a Dyson sphere, a speculative superstructure that is meant to encircle an entire star and harness its energy. Something only possible by a theoretical Type 2 civilization on the Kardashev scale. It's basically when
Type
your
2,
galaxy
yeah,
brain
because
enough
that's
to
harnessing
draw
a
power
star.
from the entire solar system.
Oh yeah, well,
I
star
know it's
system. Sorry, that's what I
comics,
meant.
But the fact that Tony just has one of these lying around is insane. Known as Soul's Hammer, Tony's incomplete sphere is strong enough to destroy a planet at only a 2% charge.
That's like
You were
50
good
planets at
with those.
100%.
Talking about how it'd solve your student loan problems once and for all. On behalf of the families of several planets that no longer exist, I'm not legally at liberty to discuss that.
Wiz,
Years of protecting the
I
world
find I
from
like you
aliens,
less and
gods,
less.
and even his friends. All of that stuff wore
I'm
Tony
kidding.
down and turned him
Maybe.
into the one thing he promised himself he would never become. A narc. Siding with U.S. government's enforcement of the Superhuman Registration Act led to a
Oh god
literal
damn it.
civil war
Comic book
between
Civil War is
superheroes.
good.
It wouldn't be his last.
Well, yeah, there was
Though
Civil
it
War
did
2, but the
prove
first
he
Civil
could
War
hang
is
with the
good.
best of 'em. He's beaten Captain America in hand-to-hand combat, survived blows from Thor, and even took down the Worldbreaker Hulk. He even matched Magneto. Magneto, the guy that controls metal, the thing that surrounds Tony's entire body, by amplifying his power with Jupiter's magnetic field. And then Max punched him with the power of the sun, and it was like no big deal. There really doesn't seem to be a limit to how insane Tony's tech gets. In the movies, this is the same guy that figured out time travel just sitting around one evening.
Yeah,
In the time it takes
that was
me
weird.
to down a beer, Tony's already shattered the laws of physics. Yeah, sure. Go to the Middle Ages and play knights with Dr. Doom, you scam.
Perhaps his greatest invention of all, however, was the escape, an entire virtual universe.
They're getting to the Godbuster.
Is his imagination.
And because Tony's nothing if not predictable, he made an armor out of it.
Yeah.
That's right, he made an armor out of a universe.
This virtual armor is composed of solid holograms that can form any weapon Tony can think of. But even it likely cannot compare to the armor Tony created inside the escape, the Godbuster.
There we go.
It's literally Iron Man going Super Saiyan. The Godbuster.
See, now that's the
was so
Godbuster that he
powerful,
uses.
It destroyed the entire escape in a single blast, along with the AI
The
controlling
one in the
all of it.
thumbnail was a
An
different
earlier
Godbuster.
iteration of the Godbuster was able to stand up to Celestials, cosmic gods that can warp reality.
Isn't that the Godkiller?
Like Galactus, Odin, and Frank.
Did they say that?
And threaten the multiverse with their power.
So it lives up to the friggin' name, in case you were wondering. But it isn't that kind
Yeah,
of power
okay.
that makes Tony special. After a life spent wallowing in vice and pleasure, Tony rebuilt himself into a man he could be proud of. Someone who could sacrifice everything to save the world.
I suppose underneath it all, that man of iron had a heart of gold.
You want my property?
Oh, that's
You can't
nice.
have it. But I did you a big favor. I have successfully privatized world peace.
All right, the combatants
Okay,
are set.
yeah, there's definitely stuff to talk about before we get to the
But
fight.
first, if you want the same level of confidence
But let's
as these
skip
two
through
billionaires,
this. I don't want to overshoot. Oh, it's Blue Chew, of course.
From extra confidence when it's time
Has it
to
to been a while
perform.
since we've seen a
Blue
Blue
Chew can
Apron
help.
commercial from
And
them,
we've got a
actually? I'm not
special
sure.
offer for our viewers. Visit BlueChew.com
Okay, I'm gonna wait.
for more details and important
I really don't want to
information.
overshoot it.
Thanks, Blue Chew, for sponsoring the show.
But right now,
It's time for a death battle, and pause the video. Okay, so, I am a little confused about what exactly they're using in this fight, because they really went over the Hellbat and the Godbuster. Those seem to be like the two higher end suits that they're using for these characters, which kind of makes sense. You know, that's what they showed in like some previous thumbnails that they made. You know, they had the Hellbat, and again, it was Arno Stark's Godbuster suit, even though he doesn't pilot that, he pilots his own Godbuster suit, but they did actually talk about that one in this episode, so it's fine. But, you know, I don't know if they're actually, like, incorporating the other stuff into the arsenals, because unless I'm really getting something wrong, and you can let me know down in the comments below, unless I'm really getting something wrong, I'm pretty darn sure the final Batsuit is stronger than the Hellbat. Now, the reason why I brought up the final Batsuit a lot in my prediction video is because, again, it's, from my understanding, it's Batman's strongest suit, and I thought that maybe they were incorporating it. Now, Batman only used that one time, and it's not really his suit. He didn't, like, take it home with him or anything like that. It wasn't, like, you know, it was originally the Sunbox, then it was, like, made into a suit that's powered by the stuff that the World Forger uses to, you know, create the crises of the DC multiverse and everything. So, yeah, the fact that they didn't go over the final Batsuit, in my opinion, either means that they think the Hellbat suit is stronger than the final Batsuit, or they're just not really including it much at all. Because if it was stronger, I don't know why they wouldn't, you know, use it. Why would they focus on the Hellbat more often? I don't know. I will say, though, that if it was just a battle between the Hellbat suit and the Godbuster, like, based on what they said there and based on my own personal knowledge, then I do think that Iron Man is going to win. I think if those are what they're focusing on the most, then I think the Godbuster is probably going to trump the Hellbat. I don't know if they're going to explain it later, like, after the analyses, like, talking about the other suits, but from a predictor's perspective, this is really annoying because I want to get the predictions out as quickly as I possibly can, but of course for this fight in particular, no one had any idea what they were going to do with these characters until a lot later. And I heard from other sources that, like, they were going to include everything, but, like, when they say include everything, what does that even mean at this point? Does it just mean they were going to talk about everything? Because they definitely talked about a lot, but I don't know if everything's going to be in the animation. I don't know if everything's going to be treated as if it was included in the fight. Maybe they'll talk about that afterwards, I don't know. But regardless, I still just want to enjoy a cool fight. Again, if it's just between the Hellbat and the Godbuster, which I think is my best guess right now, or my best go, because I can't guarantee that they're really including the other stuff, I don't know. But if it was just between those two, then I think that Iron Man would win. So I'll just leave it at that, alright? Let's watch this death battle. Now, I've actually already seen, like, the first, like, 30 seconds of it, because I made a shit post out of it. So I have seen this, but it is cool to watch.
Hey, Bats! Now, I can respect a man with a healthy sense of paranoia and billions to spare.
Yeah, they just want to take the
But
watchtower
Steve and
offline.
Matt are really up my ass about this. Take the watchtower offline now.
Bros.
This fight, Tony. It'll be the biggest mistake of your life.
Tony, you might want to look behind you.
Clark, do you read me? The
Also, I
watchtower
haven't
is
heard the
being
music
attacked.
beforehand.
Seriously, Bats?
Like Suit
I
Yourself or
figured
whatever
out
it's
hacking in
called.
the second grade.
Sounds
How do you think
interesting
I got
at
in
least.
here? Aside from
Yeah, you're gonna want to keep your distance back. I don't know if it fits the characters as much as I would like, but still sounds like an interesting song. Gotta award credit where credit's due.
When you are.
But now we got the Hellbat. Yeah, damn, exactly.
Soul's Hammer Online pronto. Match my coordinates. I'll try to. Oh.
Oh, damn! Hit him with a watchtower to the face. Tony, you're gonna want to upgrade. Like, very quickly. Jesus Christ.
I am Batman.
Oh, that Tony wasn't in the suit, was he?
I am Iron Man.
So is that the Godbuster?
Got a suit for everything, Bats.
I think it is. It looks like it.
Including wannabe gods like you.
Now we got a bunch of them. Ooh, I like this. A little bit hard to see, but that's really cool. How much time did this take? Holy crap.
Bust this.
Oh, damn, the Wonder Woman punch. But this is comparable, at least comparable to suits that take on Celestials, you know? Oh! Okay. Oh, man, so much time and effort was put into this, and Tony's now unsuited.
Had to divert some power to hacking that suit. Like I said, second grade. Friday.
Oh, so we did
Fire the
hack
hammer.
it. Oh, yeah, and there's that planet-destroying blast. But Tony's there, too. Oh, boy.
Armors, Tony. Just you and me. Man to man.
That's cool.
Well, man to genius billionaire player.
Except in hand-to-hand, Tony's not bad, but Batman is Batman. And ow.
Just one more.
Oh.
Model 58, the nano armor.
Oh,
Snuck
crap.
body back on the watchtower. Friday, initiate self-destruct.
Oh, shoot. I don't see... Yeah. Aw, damn.
Friday, I could really use a drink.
Okay, that was it.
Oh, come on! You know if they fought naked, Batman would have beat the shit out of him.
While Batman is a character defined by his tenacity, preparedness, and utter genius, so is Tony Stark. So neither can
Yeah.
rely on that skill set alone to pull them through.
And
That's
it shouldn't
fair.
come as a surprise. Batman's standard Batsuit couldn't quite hold up to the firepower of even the most basic Iron Man
No.
armors. The Batsuit is surprisingly tough, sure, but it isn't taking hits from a dude that can punch apart Manhattan. And despite Bats having a ton of nifty gadgets, Iron Man's armors were way more varied and powerful. With so many unique and often alien abilities, there was no way Bats could predict all of them.
With
No.
time, he could certainly figure out a plan of attack, but since Tony is just as much a genius schemer as Batman, he could do the same.
There are lots of cases where he would have won, especially with his ace in the hole, the Hellbat.
The Hellbat's raw power and speed absolutely dwarfed the majority of Iron Man's arsenal, and could have killed him immediately were it not for Tony's own trump cards.
Right.
The Godbuster, which was definitely strong enough to contend with it. The Hellbat could take on Darkseid, but a weaker version of the Godbuster could hold its own against Celestials.
So that's
Darkseid
the
was a being
Godkiller Mark
capable of
II.
threatening the multiverse
Yeah,
with his
so
power and moving many
that's
times
what I thought they were
faster
going
than
with, yeah.
But the Celestials were capable of the same.
With an armor that strong, Tony could buy himself enough time to break out all his
Yeah,
other
I have no
tricks,
problem
like
believing
sneaking
that.
nano armors into Batman's body, phasing through him with ghost tech, draining the Hellbat's power, or just hacking his suit and shutting it off.
And with an army of armors at his beck and call, Tony could certainly hold Batman off long enough to employ those strategies. Hell, since he can control them remotely, he technically didn't even need to be there and put himself in harm's way.
And remember,
Yeah.
Hellbat used Batman's own life force as a battery. He needed to end the fight quick or else his own armor would kill him first. With Tony throwing an
Hang
army
on, I
at
want to
him, he
see
didn't
what...
have a good way
Okay,
of
hang on. They
doing
said something about the final
The
Batsuit. I want to
Hellbat
read that. The final Batsuit could, in theory, be used to control Tony Stark's mind, but between dealing with Mephisto and his AI backups, it was not enough to be the deciding factor. Okay. So they did, in a sense, include the final Batsuit, and they still gave the win to Tony. You know what? That was the most debatable part that I thought this fight was going to come down to. So, you know, sure. I can roll with that.
Batman's own life force as a battery. He needed to end the fight quick or else his own armor would kill him first. With Tony throwing an army at him, he
And it
didn't
just,
have
yeah,
a
it
good
really
way
comes
of
down to the
doing
fact that on
Tony just
average,
way
Tony
too
had
much
stronger
shit to throw at
suits.
Batman, while Batman didn't have the time or options he needed to keep up.
Yeah.
Batman may have been a god among men, but Iron Man's wealth of gadgets, insanely powerful tech, and greater mechanical experience allowed him to crush the Caped Crusader.
You might think it's an injustice that Batman's gonna need avenging, but Iron Man was in a whole nother league.
The winner is Iron Man.
I can accept that for sure.
Hey, everybody,
Congrats,
I hope you
Iron Man.
enjoyed that
Okay,
episode.
for the
If
next
you're looking for
time,
something else to
I
watch,
think
we
it's
just
either going to
released
be
a
the
brand new
Korra
show
fight or the
last lap
Oni
on
fight,
Rooster
because we
TV.
know both of those
It's all
characters are
about
coming to
people
death
trying to make each
battle.
other laugh and
But I could be wrong.
trying
Let's
not to.
take a look.
Check it out by clicking the box below me. Thanks.
What do we got next? No! Oh my god! Whoa, hang on! Goku Black versus Reverse Flash. They're doing Goku Black versus Reverse Flash. I just did this episode on my own Versus series, like, a few months ago. Wow. Okay, I thought it was gonna be, like, this next fight, because they have a habit of, you know, doing things that they reveal early, like, they do those early in the season as well. They do those fights, like they did with the first half of Season 8. I thought it was gonna be, like, the Korra fight, or the Oni fight, or maybe even Madara versus Aizen. But no, it's Goku Black versus Reverse Flash as the next episode. That's gonna be awesome. Oh man, that is cool. I am very excited for that episode. Sorry. Of course, I do have a lot to say on that. I'll definitely be making a prediction video for it. It's probably already out because of, you know, copyright with this video. But yeah, no, that's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited. It's a really interesting fight. These characters actually have a lot of connections that you wouldn't initially get on face value. So I'm excited for it, you know, regardless of your own personal thoughts. You know, I know some people don't really like the fight idea. I personally think it's pretty cool, and I kind of have a personal connection to it, so I'm pretty hyped for it. Okay, that's gonna be cool. Anyway, though, talking about this episode, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a great deal. I liked how they took a lot of time to go over, you know, not just the bigger and better suits that Tony and Bats had, but also the, you know, just their standard characters as well. They didn't just, you know, beeline right to the Hellbat suit or anything like that for Batman. They actually still went over the characters well enough, you know, in case maybe you wanted a refresher, or in case you didn't see the other death battles or whatever, you know? So I think that's really cool. I think that they use their time wisely talking about the episodes, you know? So it does seem like they did try to pass off the final Batsuit as not as strong as the Hellbat. If that is actually the truth, like the Hellbat is supposed to be stronger, then, you know, my bad. I always assumed the final Batsuit was stronger. That's what I've heard from, like, a lot of, you know, the really dig deep in comic book experts. But, you know, I'm still a little on the fence. I think the final Batsuit might have been able to take down Tony. But, you know, that's still the part in my prediction that I thought was the most debatable. I really could see them going with either the Godbuster / Godkiller or the final Batsuit, just depending on their interpretation of the fight. So I still have no problems that Tony Stark won, even if they were taking the final Batsuit into account. And it's clear that even though they talked a lot about the Hellbat and the Godbuster, they were really including everything. And yeah, just it comes down to the fact that Tony and Bruce are very similar in terms of, you know, preparations and versatility. It's just that on average, Tony had stronger suits, and he just had a lot of things that Bruce didn't have, like, you know, a lot of hacking skills and being able to stay out of harm's way while he controls the suits remotely, and controlling multiple suits at once, like pretty much all of them, you know. So, you know, no, it makes sense. It's like a math formula. You have like an equals, and you have one side being equal to the other, but with Tony, you just have a bunch more stuff you can work with, and more times than not, that's going to overpower, you know, what's on the other side. So I can totally understand Iron Man winning. You know, it makes perfect sense to me. I think this was a really well animated battle. You know, I liked how they, you know, went from the Watchtower back down to Earth. I thought that was really realistic. And with all the suits and the Godbuster, I thought the models looked good, especially the Hellbat. But the Godbuster, for what it's worth, it's like, that's a really weird looking suit. But I thought the sprite actually was not bad. I thought it was pretty good. And all, you know, the choreography, you know, with all the amount of time it must have taken to animate that, you know, kudos to you guys. Animation in any form, even if it, you know, looks kind of crappy, animation in any form is super hard to do. So, you know, that's really awesome. But yeah, you know, the analyses, again, they made sense to me. I would have preferred if they maybe spent some more time on some of the other suits, like, again, the final Batsuit, because saying it like under just 1 or 2 sentences, I don't really think gives it the credit that it deserves. Again, maybe I'm really off base here. Maybe the final Batsuit really isn't as strong as the Hellbat, but, you know, whatever. I can understand why they did what they did. It was just easier to write the script around one suit for each. So, you know, it's totally okay. But yeah, you know, it was hard to predict it too, and I'm happy about that it was hard to exactly, because they do a good job of making the character sound good. You know, if you're really rooting for Batman, it can be easy to say, oh, look at how they made Batman sound, he's totally gonna win. And if you're rooting for Iron Man, the same thing could go for him as well. So they did a good job of making it, you know, tough to predict. I still would have liked to know more information about the fight when I was making the prediction video way back when, but that's not really part of this, you know, episode review. It doesn't hold the episode back in any way. In terms of the episode, I thought it was good. I thought it had some good humor. I thought it was just really informative, and it makes sense to me. So I'm very satisfied with this episode. Maybe they could have gone a little further with the spectacle of the animation. Like, again, if they really wanted to have Batman switching between his suits, I think that would have been awesome. But again, like, I understand why they didn't do that, because they already put so much time and effort into it. You know, it was still crazy well animated. So, you know, good job, you guys. But anyway, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Who do you think should have won? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd really like to hear what you guys have to say. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, comment your comments down below, subscribe if you could too, that would be amazing. But no matter what you guys do, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, that's it for me. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.